What is up, YouTube? It is Docky, your Docky Style Gaming, and I am back at it again with another GodFall video for you all today. And in this video, we got another update 3.3.50 or 50, and we are looking at some of the new stuff that they added in the game. Already some nerfs. We got mass salvage coming to the game. They got some Lightbringer updates and fixes. Life counters are added as well, and some other bug fixes, like always. Now, like I always say, I won't be covering every single one of the bug fixes. For the most part, I'll leave those for y'all to check out in the video description. I'll leave a link to the full patch notes there if you want to check them out. But for the most part, I'll be covering just the important stuff that has come from this update. So first and foremost, let's hop into the mass salvage, since it looks like that's their biggest thing that they want to talk about in this update. So for starters, when it comes to mass salvage, it says that you cannot salvage items that are equipped or favorited, of course, but there will be filters for your mass salvage between item types, rarities, and mutations. Now, item types split it between all items, all except augments, weapons, lifestones, rings, charms, amulets, banners, and augments. Rarity is similar. It's all except legendary, common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. And then for mutations, it's none, cursed, primal, awakened, and all mutated. So you can now filter and mass salvage multiple items at once, which is a godsend. I've kind of been wanting to do this for a while, especially for some of those people like myself who have a massive amount of augments and a bunch of common items that I just want to get rid of real quick. So I'm super glad that that is coming to the game, or is now in the game. Next, we got a life counter, which is a new little indicator that you'll see at the bottom of your screen right above your health that pretty much show the remaining lives you have during a mission. So earlier today when I was running Lightbringer, you could see 5 little purple diamonds at the bottom, letting you know that you have 5 lives left, and every time you die, you'll lose one of them. And then also it says when a player dies, there's a special ping that is temporarily dropped on the location they died. So now you can know who on your team is dying, because I've had a bunch of instances where somebody dies or we all head back to base and nobody's saying who died or who got killed. So now you cannot hide when you die. Now this next bit of info is actually pretty nice. I'm glad they added it. It's actually something that is going to be, I think, a bit more beneficial to players who are playing in multiplayer, and it's something I kind of wanted to touch on before I kind of went AFK for a while. If you don't know what happened, long story short, I was in the ICU for about a week. People on Discord, they know kind of what's up, and I posted on Twitter where I was and why I hadn't been posting videos. I'm fine now, I'm good. But the fact that now we're going to have some activation prompts for the Lightbringer update, I'm pretty happy about, because that was one of my biggest issues with Lightbringer. Is when you play multiplayer, a lot of people don't realize you can keep going up until 3 tiers or tears. And when you play in multiplayer, most people are just thinking you're doing one and you're kind of getting in and getting out real fast, which is fine, but you're not getting the most amount of loot from Lightbringer. So now there's going to be an activation prompt letting players know with the confirmation message that if they want to activate it, they can, but there's still some more dark tiers that you can mess with before you activate it. Now again, this is a bit more for matchmaking, but again, I'm glad it's still here, because again, I've ran a lot of matchmaking where most players were only doing 1 tear and then dipping out. So I'm glad that that's actually in the game. Now, some other things that they said that they added was ray tracing balance mode, which says ray tracing options have now been updated under your video settings, so you can mess with quality or balance if you want to. And then speaking of balances, now we have our balance changes. And balance changes means nerfs. So the first nerf is a 30-second cooldown has now been added to the Hectate's Inferno Hammer. It says, but the effect now lasts an additional 2 seconds. So it's up to you if you feel like that 2 seconds is worth that 30-second cooldown, but there's that. Now they did also slightly reduce the strength of some of the traits that deal damage or bonus damage to enemies afflicted with ailments. They said they did this to help better balance with the rest of their ailment changes, but again, we'll have to wait to see how that actually plays out. Now they did say that they balanced the crit hit mechanic, and it says the crit hit section of the skill grid has been revamped. Only crit hit chance skills are available, and the skills have been slightly reduced in strength. Ugh. So, Crit just keeps taking hit. They really just be messing with my Hinterclaw like that. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Now, the next thing they decided to do was buff the Bronze Animus that spawns in the Dark Tier in the Lightbringer game mode. Now he deals 40% more damage while he's protected. Now, luckily before this video, I went in and ran it, and it still doesn't feel that difficult, so that 40% damage isn't too crazy. Even getting to 3 Dark Tiers is still not that bad. And then lastly, when it comes to balance changes, they did nerf the amount of damage that 2 of the new bosses in the game do, so that's not too bad. They said they wanted to make it a bit more comparable to the other ones, so to the other bosses in game, so this one's still not too bad. And those bosses were the Guardian Kyriakos, and then the new High Lord that came with the new update. Now again, when it comes to bug fixes, there are a lot. There are combat related bug fixes, there's equipment related bug fixes, there's menu and UI related items, and rendering related items, miscellaneous items. There's a lot. So again, I won't be going over every single one of those. If you want to check them all out, I will be leaving, again, the full article in the video description if you want to check out all the patch notes, or at least the bug fixes. There were some that I noticed that still weren't fixed, like some of the skins in game. I've still been going after quite a few, and some of them, even after completing them the right way, are still locked. And it said that they fixed some of them, and maybe they did, but the ones that I've still been after are currently still locked even after rerunning it with this new update. So some of the skins are still kind of bugged, and I did make a post on Twitter about it, so hopefully they can fix that soon for some of you players who are farming very specific skins, in particular that new Aegis Horn skin, the legendary one, and even the Illumina legendary skin, for me at least, has been bugged as well. So again, hopefully they fix that soon. I did make a post on Twitter, and hopefully they see that and they can get that resolved, because some of these skins in the game are pretty badass and I'd like to get them for my Valorplates. But other than that, that is pretty much update 3.3.5, and that is everything that we got. Like I said, mass salvage, which is nice that it's actually come to the game. We got a new life counter, we got some new amplifier and prompts, mainly for multiplayer, or matchmaking I should say, then some ray tracing and some nerfs, and then of course the bug fixes. But let me know what you think about some of these changes, what you think about the mass salvage finally coming to the game, and hopefully some of the bug fixes that dropped will help out some of you players, because I know there's some people who have been having some issues with bugs since the new update. So that's all I really got for this one, guys. Thank you all for watching, and like always, be sure to leave a like if you liked the video. If you didn't, still leave a like. Other than that, I will catch you all on the next one. Thanks for the love, thanks for the subs. Be sure to join the Discord. I'm out of here. Peace.